What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. Africa's the future, okay? And we're coming to the point to where the colony of America, which we lived and built for the oppressor, because of their inclement demise, because, they can't stop it, they are scorching earth. And Europeans have always had a scorched earth policy when it comes to losing power. And no matter how much we black people want to sit back and pretend like it's not happening, we want to just simply complain about the environments that we're forced to live in and situations where we're forced to live under, and we just sit there complacently and we take it, right? No matter how much we do that, it's not going to change the fact that these colonizers are not playing. They have nothing to lose. You must understand. These white folks have nothing to lose. So they're going to do it. As you can see, the Constitution means nothing. Civil liberties mean nothing. Jesus Christ and Christianity means nothing. The only thing that matters to these people is them staying in charge. And the rich people just stole the rest of America from Americans. Now, Latinos probably should be going back to their homelands, to be honest. Everybody should be escaping now, right? America is becoming unlivable. America is regressing into a third world nation, right? Even as far as infrastructure is concerned. So it's regressing into a third world nation. And we African people have an opportunity. We African Americans have an opportunity to move once again into a better location, to move into the future. Everybody on the planet knows that Africa is the future. Now, right now, the future is being built by the builders. People like me, right? People who are coming to Africa first, right? And building out of the mud with their brothers and sisters on the continent. And we're not complaining about the situation on the continent. You know why? Because we are smart enough to know the reason why the situation is the way it is because of the colonizer. I don't need to complain about what's happening in Nigeria or what's happening in Ghana, all right? When it comes to why is it not developed the way a spoiled American would like it to be developed. It's because the countries in Africa just got liberated from the same colonizer that we live with in America. The reason why America is so advanced is because of the resources they take out of places like this. It's because they keep their governments in situations like this, right? And if you think that African governments are the only governments that's corrupt, look at our government and look how corrupt our government is. Our government taught these governments how to be corrupt. Do you think that the rich oligarchs just bribe our politicians? The same rich oligarchs bribe these politicians, threaten these politicians. But you see, Africa, right? Whether people know it or not, Africa has a plan. And they are implementing that plan. Because just like any self-respecting black person, whether they're corrupt or not, they have pride. African people have pride. You know how you know that? If you're African and you have pride, guess what? They have pride because we're the same, right? Africa is behind closed doors, creating networks, creating relationships, bonding, and fixing historical problems. Africa is reaching out to other African countries in the Caribbean, making bilateral connections, not needing the middleman of Europe to facilitate these type of things anymore. You see, African politicians are capable. They're very much capable. Money. And because they're so capable, and because the West, in their arrogance, has trained a lot of these politicians on international business, international strategy. A lot of our African politicians been to the best schools in the world. They work for and participate in the biggest and most powerful, most influential businesses in the world. We have smart politicians. Even the older ones are getting smarter. And that's what you got to understand. There's a plan. Mega cities are being built. Infrastructure is being built. Since I've been coming to Nigeria, the last 8 years, I've seen the improvement over and over again, time and time again. And look at this. This land belongs to you. You know what the difference between buying land in America and buying land in like Nigeria? When you buy land here, it really belongs to you. You don't pay taxes to the government. You don't still owe the government for land that's supposed to be yours. You own it. And you see us African people, since we are builders, all right, we can build anywhere. Why not build home? You see, we don't have to fight for the land in Africa. Of course, you have to do your due diligence, right? You have to follow the procedure. This is not a fairy tale. You're not going to come here and they're going to just give you something. You got to follow the law like everybody else has to follow the law, because you can't get special treatment above the people on the continent. But you will be treated fairly over here. Can you get scammed? Yes. You can get scammed. You can get scammed anywhere. So we got to get it out of our minds that Africa is going to uniquely scam us somehow being, Africa has some special type of scam. No. To me, honestly, the scams here are rudimentary and basic. You see them coming from a mile away if you got any wits about you. All right? And I believe it's time for builders to come here and start creating foundation. You can buy enough land to create a city here. We need to start creating cities. Our own little towns. They'll allow you to do it here in Nigeria. They're already doing it in Ghana. There's a lot of African Americans in Nigeria, by the way. A lot of African Americans. They're very silent. And they're building small enclaves, building small empires over here. Very silent like. They don't have to make a bunch of noise. And we all don't have to make a bunch of noise to do this type of thing. Right? Nigeria is moving differently from other countries I've noticed since I've been here. I'm watching their local politics, watching what they're talking about. They know what's going on. They're not stupid. They're not using the same strategy as Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. But keep in mind, they're doing something because they have the same enemy. Those Fulanis, right? The Fulanis in the north. Those are the Boko Haram, all that group. Those are the same groups that's attacking Niger, attacking Burkina Faso, attacking Mali. It's the same group of Arab nomad desert people that's financed by the West to destabilize some of the richest portions of Africa in order for white NGOs to come in and take the resources for themselves by flying in their C-130s and helicopters in the middle of a desert where there's no accountability or no law and no police presence or no government presence, and taking the resources and flying it out without nobody knowing, without paying taxes or duties or anything like that. That's what's happening. So Nigeria knows it, but Nigeria knows it has to be more strategic because it has a large diaspora in America. So it can't quite make the same waves as other countries because they have to think about their diaspora. They have to think about the fact that they still need their diaspora to be able to go back and forth from Nigeria to America to continue to take the intellectual resources from the West and bring it back to Nigeria, which is definitely happening. There may be some chapa, meaning there are Nigerians leaving Nigeria for better opportunities. But guess what? Some of them people are getting those better opportunities and coming back to Nigeria. And Nigeria is so populated, hell, they can afford to let a few go and do their thing globally. That doesn't change how massive Nigeria is and the potential that it has. Right? And for all intents and purposes, China has a bigger japa culture than Nigeria. There's more Chinese people leaving communist China that's supposed to be, one of the next superpowers than there are leaving Nigeria. All because they want to leverage what they have in other countries to better themselves and their communities. And that's what we need to do. African Americans, you have FBA in ADOS, they're nationalists. They love America. They love the institution. So they're going to go down with the ship. And there's no convincing them. Because for one, either they can't afford to fly to Nigeria or Africa or any other place. And so they project the fact that they can't afford to do it. So they talk trash and make excuses about why they don't want to do it. Or they're highly uneducated and they believe everything white people told them about Africans. So they still are suffering from damage because of the colonizer, or they're just a bunch of immature people who just, still mad that somebody said something about them when they was in middle school, or they was online one day and heard a word, akata, and then their whole life is ruined. And they hate Africans because akata is such an offensive word, even though they don't mind white people calling them niggas. They live right next to the white person calling them niggas. They live right next to the white person that disrespect them every time they turn their back. Yeah, but no, a whole word, akata, that they've never been called, that offends them beyond measure. Same with the continental Africans. They've never been called African booty scratcher, ever. And if they were called African booty scratcher, they were called African booty scratcher in middle school, and I'm sure they were talking shit too, obviously, because middle school people they're mean, right? Kids are mean in general. And if you notice, all of these supposed adults who are talking about the trauma of being made fun of when they were a kid is always when they were a kid, but they're adults and they still ain't got over that shit. That just shows you the level of maturity. And those type of people we don't want to work with, because if they're not mature enough to get over the fact that when they were babies, when they were kids, they were made fun of by other kids, like in every other country on the planet. I'm pretty sure kids in school here make fun of each other for various different reasons. And what children do. But look, there's so much to be had here. Let me give you this is all net. And one good thing about this place, all the food here that grows has seeds in it. Okay, I just walked past my land just now. The grass is so goddamn tall. Let me go back over there and show you. But yeah, we definitely need to come back to Africa. We need to take advantage of our advantages that we do have. Because the thing is, white people take advantage of the advantage of their savage barbarian ancestors, right? Why are we not taking advantage of the fact that we have a continent where there's tens of thousands, trillions of acres of land within an affordable means for us, meaning we can actually afford it, right? With people who want us to come here, right? Meaning we don't have a hostile environment here. People want us to come here. They want us to buy land. They want us to build. They want us to grow. I mean, that is a positive environment. Let me show you my land. If I can put... That's all mine, guys. That's all mine. All of that. I definitely need to cut the grass, for sure. Definitely got to cut the grass. I definitely got to cut the grass, right? Which I'll do. Well, I'm not going to do it. Not me. Shit. What? I'll pay somebody to do that, right? And the great thing about it is your neighbors, you say people talk to the damn neighbors. Remember that? Remember how good that felt back when we were young? And they stopped doing that. This is recent, right? Where you don't, where you go to a black neighborhood and you don't see nobody on the porch now. Here, everybody be on their porch. You walk past everybody, you say hello. You can see 5 young teenage black men walk by. They're all gonna give you respect. Listen, I'm a 41-year-old man. I get respect like an elder over here. It ain't just because I'm American, because everybody they respect your age. They respect you. I don't have to worry about walking past 50 dudes and worry about one, little sauced up and he want to do something because he bold, because he in a group. I ain't got to worry about that. Huh? I get nothing but respect here. Nothing but love. And I give it back. I'm allowed to relax. I'm allowed to give it back. I'm allowed to do that. You understand what I'm saying? I get the respect my age and station deserves, the way it's supposed to be in the black community. And I give them respect. All children are my children. You understand? Look, you can come here with the money that we spend on the weekends, with the money black people spend on the weekends, we can build empire over here. Right? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this over here. Turn. You see this? This is a plot of land, right? This is a half plot. This little, where you see this fence is, this is a little half plot of land right here. You could buy this for $500. You see this? And you see what? That's food. This is all food. So somebody bought this for $500. This is your grocery store right here. This is your organic grocery store right here. And you see that house? That's a modern house. I watched the person build that house. Everything in that house, you can have, they have everything that we got in America in our houses, they have in that house. And they run off solar power, right? The great thing about not having a grid, not being connected with the grid, is the African people are in the future already. Everybody's going solar. Solar panels on top of the house, solar panels for everything. That means your power is free. And they have unlimited sun. Yes, it's the rainy season. The sun ain't out here, but it's still, even with this, My solar panels still charge up. My solar panels are still good, right? And this guy has a compound. Look, he has his own security shack. So you got the house, you got a security shack, he got another shack. That land right there, you could buy that land for about 2 G's. That's 2 plots, right? That's 2 plots right there. And this is a half a plot right here. So less than $3,000, you can procure this land right here. It's all yours, all of it. And guess what? Under the land is water. So things you don't have to pay for once you put the upfront money. You don't have to pay for water. You don't have to pay for electric. Okay? You don't need gas. I mean, if you want to buy gas, you can buy gas, but there's not a whole bunch of gas pipes under the ground. How nice is that? The ground is still the ground. It's not a whole bunch of gas pipes. All right? You can come out here, grow your greens, grow all your stuff. You know, all the food we eat, all the soul food we eat is just African food. All of it. They eat the same foods. Black-eyed peas is special, right? They call them white beans, but we call them black-eyed peas. Okra, that's a main staple. Okra, main staple. How you think we eat okra? We brought that from Africa. We brought it from here. This place, Nigeria, where most African Americans are from, right? Now here, thing about it is, when you come here, you got to have money, right, to build. And it's because there's no financial system. There's not a robust loan system here, right? So you either got it or you don't. So when y'all look at Africans, y'all like, oh, look at them, they poor, right? They poor. We poor. Let the banks take away our loans. How good will we do? Let the banks take away our financing. Where would we be? What if we couldn't get finance for a house? What would we do? How would we live if we couldn't get finance for a house? Look, these people live, houses are made of concrete. All right? What's our houses made out of? Paper plates? Paper plates? Look at the piece. You see all of that? You can eat all that. That's all, even though that's grass, all that's edible. That's all medicine. All of that. These houses last forever. You can make them look modern. You can put, modern, things over the concrete to make it look like, something, whatever modern you want it to look like. But take a look at this view. People pay thousands of dollars. People go to work, right? They go to work, bust their ass, go on vacation for 2 weeks to go to a place like this, to have a view like this. You hear that silence? You hear that quietness? That's wonderful. My blood pressure is down. I guarantee it's 120 over 80. Huh? Look at me walking through this natural path, not a concrete jungle, to get to my goddamn house. This is my backyard. This my neighborhood, y'all. Come on. This is priceless. All us black people, we can go back home. This is home. Paradise. Paradise. We can make paradise. You come here if somebody got some real money, you come here, you can buy hectares, you can buy 100 hectares of land. Beautiful, lush land, just like this. You can plant half that shit with all the organic food you want. And then you can start building a community for your family. You come over here, build a whole community for your family if you got it like that. We need homesteaders. We need people, we need the Southern Africans to come here. The Northern Africans too spoiled with all that concrete. We need Southern country Africans to come here. That's what we need. Look at my pathway. Look at this. Concrete. This is natural. Huh? Living in simpatico with nature. Right? Now, if I go this way, I'm going to somebody else's house. If I go this way, I'm going to my house with my solar panel. That's mine. Those are my solar panels. You see that? That's all I need. Those are solar panels are literally all I need for everything that I want to do. Got my Xbox set up in there on my big ass flat screen TV. And then you want to talk about internet. What about the internet? I got 5G Wi-Fi out here. Super fast. Just as fast as anything you can get in America. faster than some of the internet in America. Way out here in the middle of bum fucking nowhere. 5G. Because Africa is improving. Don't listen to the bums who ain't never left their cities tell you about Africa. Because they seen some white Western propaganda TV shows where they saw starving babies and this and that. There's starving babies in America. There's open defecation in America. Have you not looked outside of your cities lately? Huh? So what's better? Huh? Where would you rather have less than? Would you rather have less than in a place where when you own it? Or where you just renting it? Because in America, you don't own shit. But in Africa, you can own and build and be peaceful. There's no reoccurring bills here. The only bill you would have here would be your cell phone bill, your internet bill. That's it. I mean, maybe if you want to connect yourself to the power grid for whatever reason. I mean, I don't even find it necessary to do that. Like, I'm connected to the power grid. Let me show you. I'm connected to the actual grid, and it comes on. And when it comes on, when it is on, I have it powering up my my solar batteries. It just works. You see this wall right here? You see this wall? I built this wall. How much you think this wall could? This is a 10. I'm 6 foot. I'm not. I'm 5'11" and a half. I'm 6 foot as far as I'm concerned. You know what I'm talking about. But look at this. This is a 10-foot wall. I got a 10-foot wall. I built a 10-foot wall all the way around a plot. How much you think this will cost in America? Huh? How much you think this will cost in America? You talking $30,000, $40,000. I did it for $3,000. It ain't nothing but concrete. I got a 10-foot wall around my house. I got a legitimate compound. A compound. And I keep telling you I'm not rich. I'm not some dude pretending like I'm not rich or well off. No. I'm paycheck to paycheck. I got bills at home. Shit. My bills ain't stopped. The first of the month came. Shit. The bills like, bring that ass here. And I'm still got to pay those bills. But I would manage to do all of this off a regular middle class person paycheck. Because I was smart with my money and I took the time and I was patient. Look at this goddamn door. I get to have you know how kingly you feel when you got a goddamn door you can put a car through and shit? Come on. All I'm saying is you limit yourself to America, right? The Native Americans' land. You limit yourself. Talking about what you can't do. Talking about Africans don't like. Stop listening to the people who've never been to Africa tell you that Africans don't like you. And I want y'all to notice something. Look, have you noticed? And I'm not trying to start no East Coast, West Coast, nothing. I'm just observing. Have you noticed most of the people who talk shit about Africans in America are West Coast Africans or Midwest Africans? I've noticed that. If you look at the people, even on YouTube, just look at the people talking shit about Africans. They live in places where there's barely any black people and there's barely any African immigration in those locations. Barely. Like the West Coast, ain't that many Nigerians over there. Ain't that many Africans over there. Notice that. I've been peeping at every one of these African hating ass xenophobic groups are all from California. California. It seems like California black people who are isolated black people, because ain't that many black people in California. It's like 5 of them. And they all got problems, or they all say slick shit, and they're very xenophobic and hateful towards Africans. I'm from the East Coast, okay? I'm from where when the Africans come to America, they come to where I am because they move into the black communities. You see, these West Coast black people don't have black communities like that. They live with Spanish people, Cambodians, and white people. They may got little neighborhoods where there's a couple black people, but they can't walk out their house and spend all day and see nothing but black people. They don't live in those type of communities. Back home, my community, I could walk all day and not see I can go all week and not see a white person if I want. And go anywhere I want. I can go to all kinds of black businesses and black stores and black shop. I can shop with black people all day long where I'm from in America. I shop with Caribbeans. I shop with Africans. I shop with African Americans. They shop with us. We work together. We play together. We sometimes go to each other's churches. You know, they coordinate and they mix it. Even the churches, even the African and African-American churches coordinate like regular churches, giving out free food and having programs and doing things like that. That's why I noticed that the people talking, the black people in America talking shit about African people don't have relationships with African people. These people live with Spanish people and white people on the West Coast. They are a different type of people. And I've noticed that. California people are different. They're just different over there. Remember, America's big as shit. And we have to take that in consideration. If you notice, it's the East Coast, Southern Africans who ain't got no problem with Africans. And we don't even care. We don't even care what you are. We just notice that you something when you start talking. And sometimes we don't even notice that. We can go years working with somebody not knowing that they're from Africa or the Caribbean because they know because of the way they speak. Maybe they turned off their accent. We go years, but we don't make a big deal. We're like, oh, where you from? But that's cool. I ain't never been there. That's what we do. We know somebody from the Caribbean. Oh, shit, I'm trying to go there one day. You going to take me? Hell yeah. That's how we do on the East Coast with our African people. On the weekends, we've been doing Afrobeat for 20 years in D.C., in Maryland and Virginia. Y'all just now hearing Afrobeat, like that's been normal. Matter of fact, we have a Nigerian rapper named Wale. Y'all didn't even know was Nigerian. They tried to hide that shit. He from the city. He from D.C., from where I'm from. We Nigerian. Yeah, white people trying to tell him he was cosplaying Caribbean music when he was just playing his regular African music. People don't know shit. Like, it's where you live does dictate your experience. And I'm just lucky enough to live in a place where I got to experience all the body of Africa, the diaspora of Africa in its totality. I grew up with Africans. My neighbors was Africans. My neighbors was Caribbeans. All my friends were African, Caribbean, African Americans. We grew up and struggled together in the same system. And the police, guess what? They didn't stop and say, are you African? Are you Caribbean? Are you African American? Before I discriminate against you. Because white people know one thing. You African. They know that shit. Call yourself a pretending all you want. You're an African. They can clearly identify their victims. They know who their victims is because they stole all of our shit. They practice all our shit. They worship our shit. And they're jealous of all that shit. They know exactly where we're from. They know exactly who we are. They tell you who you are every day. We got to elevate our minds. And we got to elevate our willingness to expand. And when going back to Africa is not expanding. Going back to Africa is going home. Being in America is like being in a penal colony jail. We are literally like if somebody were to take you and put you in jail, right? And then force you to stay there and have a family, and your child was born in jail, and your children, your generations was born in that jail, and because you were born in that jail, you had to work in that jail for free, and you had to you had no choice because you had nothing else, you had no other orientation, and you developed that jail, and that jail became your home. But then when the doors open up, and then the people from your actual home say, "Come on home," you sitting in jail talking about, "No, I like it here." You sitting there saying, no, this jail is my home. F you. And then you got some that's like saying, my jail is better than your jail. That's what FBA and ADO they sound like. Their jail is better than the other people's jail. Their colonizers, all right, are better than their colonizers. Their trauma is better than their trauma. How stupid does that sound? Ego boosting and measuring your eggplant based off what nationality the white man created around you, instead of you embracing who you are, an African. We need to come home to Africa and build the future with the rest of Africa. Let me tell you what's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years. Despite all the rhetoric that you see now, because keep in mind, all that anti-African rhetoric is hyping up because right-wing racist think tanks are using every strategy they can to slow down the inevitable rise of Africans and Africa, because Africa is poised to be the next and final global power. The next and final global power. Despite what ignorant ignoramuses in America who don't do any actual research while going online, and all they can type is, you don't do research. What they really mean is, you didn't watch Dan Calloway. You didn't watch what Tariq Nietzsche said that. You didn't watch when Yvette Carnell said that. That's the extent of their research. And they think they smart when they say you don't do your research. That makes them sound smart because they're stupid. While you listening to them try to get you to throw away your inheritance, like, they're trying to get you to say, don't come and get all this land for cheap. Don't come and grow your food organically. You see, you in America, you can't control what you eat. Unless you grow it yourself, where you going to get the seeds from? Huh? You going to buy them off Amazon to get your seeds? I get my seeds right from the source. Huh? Where you going to get your bread from? Huh? Or you going to come in here and make your bread? What about that rice you eat? Huh? What about the water you drink? You see, my water's fresh. The water I drink, that shit comes from some underground river that's under this dirt. And I can just boil it like we used to do. Remember we used to boil our water? We all used to do that. Grandma used to boil water. Huh? Instead of getting this tap water that they bottle and call it Deer Park in America. With all that goddamn fluoride and shit in it. Huh? Everybody can get cancer and diabetes. You see, and here's the thing, for a place that don't got a lot of hospitals because of the dilapidation, because of the government and all that, these people sure live a long time and they pretty goddamn healthy. Ain't too many big old huge, morbidly obese people here, even though they eat like shit. They eat a lot. There's a lot of food for people to poor. They eat a lot. Their place is big, just like down south. These people old here. You got people walking around here 100 years old. I see them every day. A lot of them. It's normal. 100 years, 90 years. They just living strong. Back still work. Outside in the gardening right in front of their yard. I just walked past one. She was in their yard gardening the way our grandmamas used to do. Peaceful. It's quiet. What do you hear? You don't hear nothing. This living. And you don't got to be a millionaire to have a good, peaceful, calm, relaxed life. That's the thing. America tells you got to be rich and hustle. Be a millionaire, billionaire. You got to be a billionaire. Hustle, 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 hustle. Fuck that. I don't want to hustle shit. That's the opposite of what I'm trying to do. That sounds like work to me. I'm trying to relax. You just see me. Y'all just saw me walk around my neighborhood. Everything green. People living with nature. Not a concrete jungle. The only concrete you see is the concrete of the buildings that people use to create their dwellings. And they build with stuff that works better. You see, when it's hot outside, it's still cool inside the house. Because it's concrete. You get it? And I got air conditioning, just in case. So I'm saying Africa's the future. The early bird gets the worm, right? So all those who are dead serious about relocating to give your family a better future, put your family in a place where you know that their children will have a future. In a place that they're not going to be discriminated against. In a place that they can walk outside and not get shot by the police. A place that they can have 120 over 80 blood pressure. A place they can eat organically. A place where you can go outside and say hello to your neighbors. A place where if you needed some sugar, you can knock on your neighbor's door and actually get it. And it won't be weird. Go ahead and try to knock on your neighbor in America and see how awkward that is. Only time you do that is when they accidentally put your Amazon package or your goddamn Uber Eats over there and you gotta awkwardly go over there and grab it without them thinking that you trying to steal some shit. Y'all know the hell I'm talking about. But over here it's different. It feels black. It's wonderful being in a place where you can be black without ever actually having to think about being black because everybody's black. That's a great feeling. And if you ain't never been outside of America, if you ain't never lived in like maybe the Caribbean or Africa, you don't know what the hell that feel like. It's an insane weight off your shoulders when you could be in a place where you can be black without having to be black. Why you think that when people come to America, they be like, what you mean black? They don't know nothing about being black because everybody black. What are you talking about? What's the contrast? They don't get a contrast till they leave and see white folks and Spanish people. They be like, what the fuck is this? What? Oh, I guess I'm black. And that's how it is. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this talk. I hope I inspired some of you. Get your ass up, get on a plane, first visit the country of any country in Africa that you're thinking about. Maybe visit a couple, right? Don't got to be Nigeria. Any place in Africa is fine. Okay? Any place in Africa is fine. You're going to get organic this, you're going to get organic that, and you're going to get love. But I do recommend if you want to go all the way back home to where your ancestors came from, not 300 years ago, because keep in mind, we keep saying this 500 years. We have not listened. Stop listening to these uneducated people say, we've been gone for 500 years. No, we African Americans been gone for 300 years. At the most. At the most. Slavery started 500 years ago in South America. Okay? We North American, that shit was like 300 years ago. 200. Most of us, we're a few generations away from here. 1800s. I mean, 1800s. We got people still alive today. All right? That remember their parents being slaves. Okay? Think about it. I just said there's people here that are 100 years old, just walking around. How many of those generations back would it take to be back in Africa? 3 grandmamas. 3 old-ass great-grandmamas. Some of us are that new to North America. So all I'm saying is come get your real entitlement. You a Hebrew Israelite, but you black? Well, come to Israel. Okay, I'm with y'all now. Come on. Hebrew Israelites, come to Israel. Come to real Israel. Come get meet your tribes. The lost, they're here. You lost tribe of Israel? Bring your ass here home. The tribe's here. Come back home to Africa. The true Israel. Come get your birthright. Your true Israeli birthright. Come get it. It's here for you. Ain't nobody gonna stop you, call you no nigga. Don't go up to that fake Israel. Don't go to fake Israel. Come to real Israel. Come get your land. Come get your inheritance. Come feel that love from your tribe. Come here. Huh? You Moroccan Moors? Huh? Hey, that's just up the road. Bring your ass over here. Huh? Don't go to Morocco right now. It's still occupied by invaders. But come down the street. Come over here. We make our way back up there later. Don't worry, we're gonna take all that shit. Ain't that many of them Arabs anyway. They going extinct just like them white folks. Don't worry. It's only a matter of time. Come on back home. Huh? All you homesteaders, come homestead over here. I guarantee you it's much cheaper. It's gonna be way easier. You got all year to grow your crops. You ain't got, in America, you got what? You got one chance. Here, all year, you fuck up once, guess what? You can try it again. No problem. All you people that say you ain't got no money, get 4 more people that ain't got no money that you can get along with. Come on home. Pull your money together. Let's go. Come on. And let's be we need to build. And so we can make sure that we build places and we can bring the rest of our African Americans who just don't got the opportunity, who don't got the money, who are not in a situation to come here. We need to make it so they can come here. That's our job. That's our job. This generation, our whole job is to build a foundation for our children and our children's children to make it easier for them to be able to go back and forth. That's what we're supposed to do. That's our charge in these generations right now, on our adults. That's what we need to do. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. This is Afro Think Tank. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join my Patreon and my Substack. And remember, this is my other YouTube page. I have my Afro Think Tank page. Join all of them. I got to elevate myself just like everybody else got to elevate. As we get older, we got to continue to elevate and grow to the best of our abilities. And that's what I'm trying to do. Anyway, that's all I got to say. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.